What is up, everybody? Just a moment here. Need the green light. You know the drill. All right. If you don't know the drill, well, you'll learn it. Okay. So I want to go over some trades for today, July 5th, 2019. I want to give you a context of what's been happening in the market. July 3rd was an early close to celebrate the 4th of July. We hit a much speculated number, and that would be 3,000. The talking heads of Wall Street speculated when we would hit it, if we would hit it this year, and we did. It ended up getting rejected, which I kind of figured would happen. I think we hit it on July 3rd just because investors, traders just wanted to do that before the holiday. I just feel like that was just sort of a little goal for them to do. But what the fuck do I know, right? So this is July 5th. This is later in the afternoon. I want to show you, I traded for about an hour. Came out with 137.50 in profits. Here's the P&L. I want to go over 4 trades in this P&L. We're going to go over the first 2. So I'm going to show you a losing trade of 25. Then I'll show you a winning trade of 25. Now, I want you to keep in mind this winning trade of 25 was not a revenge trade to get back the 25 I initially lost when I took the first trade. That is... all these trades were within logical decision for the most part. I could have been a little tighter on certain things, but I'm human. Then I want to show you this $50 trade, which is the biggest one. It was actually the easiest one, too. It seems like the biggest ones are always the easiest. Then I'll show you this $37.50 at the end of the day. The $37.50 was a level I was initially trying to play on the first trade of the day where this minus 25 is. Don't worry about what I'm trying to tell you. You'll see. So let's go ahead and jump into it. You can see we're trading around the 290s. We're nowhere near the 3,000s. The high of the day is this 299.325. So here's what I'm looking for. The profile isn't very picture perfect. It doesn't have that nice textbook look to it. You can see we're currently trading at 91 even. This particular volume node is a little lower, surrounded by 2 slightly higher volume nodes. And that kind of makes the market trade a little funky. However, you can notice down here at 90 even and 89.75, we have 2 low volume nodes with only 756 and 746. So I know that if I can get through this, we're going to hit this next volume profile level, which this one's a little more textbook in its shape. As you can see, the volume profile up here is not at all textbook. It's very janky looking. And it's going to trade a little funkier around here. You just have to sort of get an idea of how it trades around here. But initially, this first trade I'm taking, I'll go ahead and let it play. It is a very long, slow trade. I'm betting that we'll get through these 2 low volume nodes here. So I noticed there's a block order here with 102 that came in at the 91 even zone. We just clear all this shit out right here at 90.75. It looks like it's very aggressive with the sellers. Now notice this, if you look at the heat map, some size came in here, and this 371 came in right here to sort of pin the market down. Once we got below it, this 371 came up. I'm not going to rewind it because I have a lot of trades to get through. But just keep that in mind. This flashed up. So my thinking behind taking this trade is I'm going to lean on this ask. Sellers look a little aggressive. We're breaking this level. If you look at the chart here, we are 1 tick below where it was initially holding up. So for me, it's all green lights to go down further. But on the flip side, these 2 low volume nodes are definitely going to be support. So it could be a good long opportunity. You could go either way. You just got to be on top of the management as far as your trades go. Unfortunately, I'm going to be wrong, and I'll show you how that works out. And it happens. It's part of it, you know. I feel like I show you guys a lot of ideal trades, but I mean, it's not always like that, and I want to show you some moves that just aren't picture perfect, because that's what a lot of the trading day can be, just grindy shit like this. It was a very low volume day, so I'm looking to go for that. Why did I choose that? I saw that 120 block order come in right here. So this 206 also got swept. There's a 77 in pink. That means when this 120 came in, the order got cleared out on the bid here at 90.50, and then 77 refreshed, but this pink order means somebody immediately cleared out the 77 that came on the bid. So if you see these pinks on the tape, that's called a sweep. That means somebody clears out everything that's either on the bid or ask. And if it's pink, that means they cleared everything out on the bid. It'll be some turquoise blue if they clear out everything on the ask. So now it's going against me. However, I still have this 428 up here. I'm leaning on it. Remember, it was in the 300s. Now it's up to 428. So it is bigger. I'm still confident in the trade. You can see right here, this turquoise blue, this one lot, that was a sweep. Now, take that with a grain of salt. That's all I can say. Don't focus on the tape. It's about the order flow. So I just want you to keep that in mind, because the way the numbers appear on here, that's a whole nother video of explanations I'm going to have to do someday. So it eventually starts to slow down here quite a bit. It's still looking good in my favor. Now here's the problem. Remember there was 400? It's pulled off the 300. I didn't really catch that. Now it's down to 293, 299. Now it's back up to 320. The problem is it started to cancel off, so that's sort of a bad sign. And if you look at the heat map, it's not there anymore. So what I think was happening at this point, and I didn't catch it. I don't catch everything, all right? I'm not a fucking guru here. Somebody is temporarily holding the market down right here, and it's being pinned between this temporary size on the ask in this support zone. And what they're doing is, I think they're gearing up for a long in here, ultimately. Because that's what happens. So this trade plays out for a long time. But the thing is, you know, I am 2 ticks out of the money. But for me, taking that kind of heat is somewhat worth it. Because if we can blast through these 2 squeeze zones, that's an immediate 2 ticks of profit, because it's going to go through here fast. And at the last trade of the day, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm thinking, I would try to get out at this 89 even. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ticks of potential profits, and I'm risking 2 to 6. So for me, the risk to reward ratio is somewhat worth it to sit in this trade. I'm not really realizing that, this may not work out. So let me show you the exit of it, because with that right there is a clear sign that I should have been out. As you can see, I placed this limit order here, attempting to get out for a 1 tick loss, because I realized, I saw this 182 come in, and here's a problem. I fucking canceled it. That's what just happened there. So what keyed me off here is market orders are trading into this 304, and then all of a sudden it ticks against me 3 ticks because this 182 flashes on here. So that's not a good sign for me. So I made the right decision of placing a limit order here, but I ended up canceling it because I noticed the size fell off right here. Now it's 161 versus 97, so let's check that out. So this goes up to 187, right? And now it's 178 versus 118. Okay, so currently it's in favor of the buyers because the bid's bigger, and obviously the buyers are more aggressive with their market orders. So I tried to get out, but then I noticed a shitload of the size just canceled, like more than half. So I decided to cancel here because I'm like, you know what, this could fall back in. Maybe I could get a break even out of it. And all of a sudden now this is the 329. So that's kind of good. This immediately pumps up to 329. So I'm like, all right, you know, this could work out. So it's kind of like this for a while. Let me show you where I break out because this is a very long trade and we got to cover stuff here. I mean, it just goes on forever, and then it eventually kind of goes in my favor here. Let's see. Does it even touch 90 even? So it's looking good for me at this point. I'm just waiting for it to break the 90 level, the 90 even, because if we can get through this, it's going to go. So I'm very confident at this point. Again, it's a 2 to 6 risk to reward ratio. So this trade is worth it. And it's just really beating around the bush right here. Let's see. Where do I get out of it? Look at that. It's in my favor again. I'm just fast forwarding because this is a very long trade. Okay, so I place an order to get the break even here because I'm like, you know, I do have a time decay. I can't sit in a trade too long. If I'm sitting in a trade for too long, I start to really lose my confidence. So now I'm trying to get out of it. It's kind of in the seller's favor, so I can probably get out of it. I'm 87 in the queue. And then, boom, it goes up. So now I'm trying to get out for a 1 tick loss at this point. And then, boom. I just... Wait, what the fuck did I do there? Ah, that's right. I reversed the trade. That's right. We need to watch that again. I reversed the trade and ended up getting the $25 back. But not because... Not because I'm trying to get back what I lost. So let's see what the price action looked like to make me warrant. I don't remember all this shit in detail. So watching this kind of reminds me. All right, so I'm still confident in the trade. It's 204 versus 97. And obviously this is pumping up, so sellers are clearing out this order. Ah, yes, that's exactly what happens. I believe there's a lot of absorption right here. Yep. So you're going to see all these market orders, these sell market orders come in, and the buyers just continue to refresh this bid. So it's almost like there's a hidden iceberg order in there. And also, the buyers kept immediately lifting the ask at this point with the 43 market orders. And that's not good either. So they immediately clear that shit out with the 138. So I'm like, okay, that's my sign to get the fuck out of this. This is taking way too long. So that was a good call to make the scratch there, to try to get a break even, but I just don't even get the opportunity at this point. And then it clears up. And also, this is really bad right here. Notice it's 148 versus 6. Sellers aren't even fucking trying at this point. That's really bad, and I noticed that. It's 148 verse 6. If you're seeing shit like that, dude, the sellers aren't even trying at this point. They've completely threw in the towel and they're giving up. So now I'm trying to take it for the one tick loss here. Because I know this, at this point, I know it's going to go up. Also, the reason I know it's going to go up is if you look at the chart over here, notice how we stayed at, what was it? We didn't trade above this 90.75 level. Now we have 8 market orders going into that level. So now we're starting to break where it was initially being held down for a good while. Now we're one tick above it. So at this point, I know that, you know what, this is probably going to go up. So, and also it's only 141 versus 118, and I know the ask is a little bigger, but look at it, it just pulled off. Did you see that? It pulled down to 84 immediately. Now it's 110, and this pumped up to 135. I want you to catch that again. And again, this 6 right here, seeing that 6 was my key. I need to get the fuck out. So what I did is I immediately market ordered out for a 2-tick loss, and then I double click it. So I market order out for a 1-tick loss, or 2-tick loss, I'm sorry. I market order out, but then I immediately click again to market order back in for a long at this point. Because I know that this shit may hold down here. And it looks like from this point forward it's going to go up. So yes, it's going to get me 2 ticks, but the thing is, I know that this is definitely going to go up. Again, it's only 6 down here. It did just briefly tick down, but not one seller added to that. So it still looks good, even though it's against me a tick. And then boom, you saw that they cleared that out. They cleared it out again, and they're aggressively clearing out. Obviously, the sellers are trying to hold it down, but I know the sellers don't want it because of the 6 here. So it's in my favor by 2 ticks. So I'm looking for somewhere to get out. The problem is, how do I get out of this trade? Well, it's not going to go any more than this low volume node, this 91.75. I know it could possibly get hung up 1 tick below it, because this is sort of a resistant zone. I knew it was going to go up, but I wasn't really looking up here for how high it could go. I had my eyes focused in this zone when I reversed the trade. So I'm looking, I clear out the market orders to get a fresh view of what's happening as far as volume goes. Now remember, volume is market orders, which are these inside numbers. So it's sort of stalling here. If you look at the chart, the move is slightly overextended. It's really vertical. When you see them really vertical, like if you look at the previous example, they'll fall back in sometimes. And also, we're just right against this low volume node. So I'm looking for somewhere to, you can see the mouse was going up there. I'm looking for somewhere to potentially get out. I decide, this is the low volume node. Maybe I can get out here. But now it's stalling and nothing is happening. Here there's absolutely barely any market orders trickling in, so there's barely any volume. Now I know this is a low volume day, but the thing is, even though it's a low volume day because it's July 5th, everybody's not trading on Friday because the 4th was on Thursday. A lot of people take off on Friday. Well, the thing is, there's definitely good moves to be had. And we're near 3,000. So I feel like that attracts more participants because of that legendary 3,000 price level we had hit 2 days earlier. And also on these low volume days, it'll get really slow, but the thing is, all of a sudden there'll be a quick move. And the minute you get bored and look away from the computer, the move will set up and happen. So these low volume days have opportunity. So I'm placing another order at this point of control if we can get up there. I know that if we get into the 91.75 area where this initial profit target is, it's going to trade the 92, because between 91.75, 92 even, and 92.25, it's going to get stuck in this zone because this is sort of a point of control area. And once it gets to this 91.75, it's definitely going to trade in the 92. So as you can see, I set up 3 ways, and why would I do that? It's so I can get a little further in the queue. So I'm placing out these orders out here, trying to get a little further in the queue, and I may cancel them off depending on the order flow, and hopefully I can get the 92.25, which it's not going to happen. So boom, that goes up. That's good. For some reason, I cancel it because it goes up so effortlessly. I'm like, you know what? I can get the 92, and that's an example of why I canceled that off and why I've placed other orders up here. And as you can see, the orders are working. So instead of being 347 in the queue, I'm 342. And instead of being 303, I'm now 299 up here. So I'm considering, yep, I'd pull that one off. It probably wasn't the best thing. I should have kept that one on, because usually if it gets to the point of control, it'll trade between this 91.75 and this 92 even for a little bit before it goes up to the next level, or it may not go up to the next level. This could act as a resistance zone because it's sort of a point of control area. So now it went to 161 versus 145. Now it's 158 versus 145. That's not looking good. Again, this is a low volume node, and only 61 traded. So even if I still had my order sitting there, I'd still be waiting in the queue. I refresh it. It's not looking good. It's 161 versus 137. So this looks like it could probably fall back in, and again, it's a low volume node, so it could act as a resistance zone for a little bit. So I try to get back into the queue there. It looks like it makes sense at this point. Now it's 60. You know, I'm 68 in the queue. It's only 130 versus 82. $58 in the queue. Now it's not looking good. Now it's 148 versus 97. Now sometimes it can, that balance of the bid being, or the ask being bigger than the bid, and the bid being bigger than the ask. Sometimes they can play a game where this will pull off, this will pump up, this will pull off, and this will pump up. So sometimes that happens, and you have to hold tight. And when that happens, you need to focus on the market orders coming in. So now I'm this is exactly, that's not good, how it fell in like that, and only on 89 contracts. So at this point, I need to get the fuck out of the trade. Again, I knew this would act as a resistance zone. So I decide to wait in the queue. Hopefully I can get it. I get it. So that puts me back up to the 25. So the 2 trades you just watched happen were these first 2, the minus 25 and the plus 25. Damn, I need some water. And I'm live streaming this. I'm sorry, guys. I got to get some water. All this talking is making my throat dry. I'll be right back. All right. It is it's 3 in the morning right now too, so yeah. Oh, all right. So those are the 2 trades you saw. Now, as you can see, I didn't revenge trade what I lost. Okay, I told you that this is going to go up, so I reversed it. I tried to get more than 25. But, that's that. But it puts me at a break even, which is nice. You know, being flat for the day is always good, right? I believe it does go up past this point, but that ticking back, I didn't like that. And you know what? When you start to lose confidence in the trade, just get the fuck out of it. You need to remain confident in the trade, and the only way you're going to build confidence to hold on to trades is just from practice and experience and looking at the same market every day. I look at the ES only. I don't trade all this other shit. You know, jack of all trades, master of none? No, no siree. I'm going to be a master of one and a jack of none. So, I mean, as you can see, I could end up getting 4 ticks out of that one. But I did lose confidence in the trade. I need to plug my keyboard in. Sorry about this. Very, very unprepared. I got a cat that walks all over the keyboard. So, I like to unplug it sometimes. Normally, I would start a video like this over, but, you know, I'm not going to do it. You probably saw some price action. So let's get into the next trade here. This doesn't seem right. That's a big fucking loser, too. Yes, this trade. Yes, this one. Let me show you this trade. Oh, that was a cancellation right there. It doesn't matter, though. I want to show you this trade. Go back some. Okay, here we go. As you can see, there's a 731 up here. Had 94 even. And that size has been there for a while. If you look at the heat map, it's real white right there. So that's been sitting there for a good while. So this is a small little range it's going to trade in to right here. You got this really small point of control area and this lower volume node. So now we're going up here. And I immediately take a long. And you can notice the tape has changed a complete different color. That usually happens when you're hitting, I believe, when you're hitting the high or the low of the day. And that's exactly what we're doing. As you notice, there's no volume up here. So this is the high of the day. My thinking is I'll go long here, and I should be able to get out at this 93.75 level and sort of front run this 735. And then I could possibly go short and reverse it. It really depends on how this 735 reacts when we get to it. But I'm definitely looking to take profits there. So this is why I sort of get in right at the high. Now it's fallen against me. I should have waited for the pullback. Usually on a breakout trade, I'll wait for the pullback because sometimes there'll be a pullback. But in this case, this 733 sitting here, and usually when you're only a few ticks away from large size, it'll immediately pull into it. Didn't do it this time. And it's going against me by 1, 2, 3 ticks, right? But the thing is, I have this low volume node sitting here. So this is now my support zone. And if you look at the chart, you notice that right here, we couldn't get above this level. I wish I had like a mouse or something. I need like a straight edge to put up on my computer screen. Hold on. Shit. All right. Found a wrench on the floor, so let's see here. So you're looking at, right where here. So we traded into this 92.25. That's where this was trading into right here. and we weren't going above it for a good while. You can see we bounced here again, and then also one tick below it, we couldn't get above it. So for me, I'm leaning on this low volume node, and it's sort of acting like a support zone. We couldn't get past it for a little while, and now we're past it. So I'm sort of leaning on that. It still looks good, but really this is sort of a sloppier trade. To be honest with you, the management on this particular trade isn't as good as it could be. But again, usually, you know, due to the circumstances, I figured it'd pull in the 749 because it usually will. Because the large size acts magnetic. And you can see only 26 traded down here at the 92.50. Now it's pulling back up. So, I mean, it did a very good job of acting as a support level here at the 92.50. So now we're back here at this break-even point. Still one tick against me, but it's okay because now we're 167 versus 113. I know the buyers want this. And if you can look at the chart here, you can see where we tested where this was. So this 92.50 is valid for a support zone for now. It's not just because it's a low volume node, it doesn't mean it's going to hold forever. It held one time, which is great. I would be more confident in a zone like this 756 and this 746. Really, I should have went long when I lost that $25 right here. That would have been a good trade. But this is more of a valid support zone that would definitely hold up a lot better than this 92.50. It's still low volume node. It's the lowest volume node in this entire profile range, actually. I mean, other than the high. Yeah, it is. So from where you see this R at the 90.25 price level, this 92.50 is the lowest area currently. Well, actually, no, this 93 is. But it's, you know, you get what I'm talking about. So we have a lot of volume starting to flow in right here. That 48 coming up there is a good sign. I'm going to hold steady on it. I believe it's a good trade. That's not a good sign right there. But the thing is, there's definitely going to be a struggle here because we are at the highs. And I know we're going to pull into that 762. We're so fucking close to it. I know we're going to pull into it. And once we get through it, we might rip up to this 513. Now, I'll take note of this. This happens in the ES all the time. When you're breaking new highs, you'll see this large size, and usually 4 ticks above it, there'll be another area with large size. And that seems to always happen in the ES, and I've noticed it over the last year or so. So sometimes you'll like get through this level here, it'll rip up, it'll struggle right here, and then it'll rip up again, but that doesn't always happen. You have to be on top of your game. Watch the order flow kind of slow down there. So big block order came in. This 139 came in right here at 29.93.50. So out of this 278, 139 of that was one order. And now we're right here under the 700 like I told you it would do. But the thing is, that 700 started to pull off. And why did I put my target there? Well, that's where the other area for the big size is. And I know once we get through here, it'll possibly struggle there. And I just want to get out of the trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I don't take 6 ticks out of it. I take 4. Oh, I take 3 out of this one, I believe. Yeah. So now it's starting to struggle here. This is where the large order is. Look on the heat map how we're getting through it. But even though we're getting through it, it's still stalling it. We get through it, but now it's starting to tick back. So that tick back is my sign to get the fuck out of it. that's my sign that I need to get out of it. So I decide to get out of it at that point, and I take 3 ticks out of that. Let me double check it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I take 3 out of it. So that trade we just saw, we're going over more trades than I anticipated, is this 37.50 right here. So that's the trade you just saw happen. Yep. So see that ticking back? That's called price action. Just that aggressive ticking back at that zone is my sign to get out. I'm not even going to try to get that 544. And that's the thing. This could be a false breakout. That happens all the time. And really, this size has been sitting here for a long time. So for me, that means it's kind of valid that it could hold there. I mean, the buyers were obviously aggressive enough to get through it. Now, if you watch my hitting 3,000 and the ES video, when we get up to the 3,000 level, you'll notice that the 3,000 holds really well. And then buyers are so aggressive at trying to get through it that the sellers have to pull their defense back a few ticks. And that's exactly what I believe happens here as well. I'm going to fast forward it because, I mean, you saw the trade. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. So I could have got, I definitely could have got at least 1 to 2 more ticks. Probably not the 2, maybe not much volume traded. I could got a little more, but I mean, again, you're not trying to milk these things for everything they got. And the moment you see a struggle, you need to just take what you got in profits and get the fuck out, right? I believe I take a 1 tick win here. I don't remember that trade and why I took it. But yeah, you see how it fell back in. Now I'm sort of confused at this point. I go for a short, I guess. I think this might be a cancellation. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, I mean, I don't even know why the fuck I take this trade, what my thinking was. Obviously, there's a low volume node here. It could be acting as temporary support, but then again, this could be a false breakout, and it could just collapse back in. Why did I take that trade? I think you know what it is. Because, I mean, we did fast forward the video a little bit, so I don't really know what happened between now and when we lost our momentum over here on the chart. So, I mean, watching everything play out is building a story in my head of what's going on. So that helps me determine taking certain trades. This might be the 1 tick win. I wish I had a time for each of these trades readily available right now so we could see when that $50 trade is, the next one after this. I mean, again, this is where that size was, so I believe my thinking. I'm trying to recall, y'all. Again, this is an emergency stop up here, exactly 8 ticks away. If you missed that video, there was a day where my computer just started doing an update for no fucking reason, and I was in the middle of a trade. Luckily, I got out for a break even, but the fucking computer reset, so I'm like, you know what, I gotta stop dicking around and put an emergency stop on for shit like that. I got lucky. But I never let the shit get to that stop, all right? Never let that shit get to the stop. So when you see these emergency stops come in, just know that's for when the internet goes down. Or Donald Trump sends out a surprise tweet and the market just melts down or up or something. So, yeah, this level was holding where the 700 was. So what happened was the sellers moved their defense back, just like the hitting the 3000 in the ES video. So my thinking is, this was a false breakout. The sellers moved their defense back, and if we can get through this 93.50, it's going to continue down. But I want to position myself in a nice area where I'm not playing the immediate low above the breakout zone. So I'm trying to get a better position for this breakdown. And also it's on the point of control up here. So we're starting to build a small point of control at the 94 even where I have my short currently. And the thing is, if it doesn't work out, it will probably get stuck at 94.25 and start trading between 94.25 and 94 even. It'll start trading between these two prices. And if that starts happening, I should be able to break even. So I believe that was what my thinking was on there. I swear I'm not making up shit. I'm trying to remember what the fuck happened. Yeah, so I'm starting to have a time decay on this one. I'm like, I'm starting to lose confidence in the trade, and I believe I get out for the one tick win here. Because volumes just they should be clearing that out. It flashed down to 13, and they didn't fucking take it. And you know what that is? That's somebody's baiting. I believe somebody's baiting sellers in. See how it's only 29? Nobody's taking it. There it goes. So all of a sudden everybody takes it, but then, what happens is 77 immediately came on the ask, and the buyers immediately lifted it. That's why you just see this blue 77 come in, and you didn't see it over here. It happens so fast, your eyes don't see the 77 come down on this particular price in the ask, on the 93.75 in the ask. But if you look at the tape, see how it's this turquoise blue and it says 77 right here? Remember I told you the turquoise blue is a sweep. That means they clear everything that's either on the bid or ask, and if it's pink, that means they cleared everything on the bid. If it's turquoise, they cleared everything on the ask. That's called a sweep. So they buy everything that's there, or sell everything that's there. So that's exactly why that happened so quickly, and you didn't see the 77 here. It's called lifting the offer, or lifting the bid. So that's exactly what happened. Hopefully you can see that in the tape. Hopefully you don't watch my videos on cell phones, because you can't see shit to begin with. Order flow is hard to see on cell phones. Yep, I'm trying to get out at this point. The reason I'm trying to get out of that, I know it ticks down, but it immediately ticks up. I have a time decay. I'm not sure where this is going to go. So at this point, I'm not directionally biased anymore. I'm just really have no idea, because we're at such a weird level that I don't know where this is going to go. And a block order just came in. 100 market sells came in right here. You can see on the tape. Now, I'm not watching the tape when I trade all the time. I try to catch it out of my peripherals. So if I see a red line in my peripherals, I know there was a block order. But I'm really not focused on the tape by any means. I show you examples on the tape so you understand why certain things happen and why block orders might be significant at certain levels. When you see sweeps like this, obviously this shit's happening so fast that we can't see certain things that are coming in through the order flow. For instance, there was a sweep of 2 contracts on the ask right here, and then there was a sweep of 16. That's not very significant for me at all. So it really doesn't matter, because those are such low numbers. So I had enough of that trade. A block order came in again at this 93.75, so 100 came in here. again. This does reverse at some point. I want to show you. I think this is a cancel. Yes. Okay, here we go. I want to show you this trade management right here. So at this point, we're hitting the low volume node. Usually you would think that it would immediately go through this level very quickly. That's not happening. So you can see that I have the mouse ready to market order sell to get this if it goes, because there's a chance that it may not come back up here, because theoretically this is a support zone. And as you can see right here, it just sort of stalling. Right here on the chart, we did bounce off of this zone at one point. But you just have to be careful. So at this point, what I do is I throw in a short right here, because if I can get a fill one tick behind this low volume zone, that's a great advantage for me. It'll kind of give me an edge instead of just market ordering in. Just remember that when you're playing these levels, the limit orders are giving you a better entry. You're getting a better price with limit orders, but the disadvantage is you do have to wait in the queue. So I'm going to try to utilize it. I'm 87 in the queue. I know the bid is bigger than the ask, but for me it seems like it's worth it, because now it's pumped up to 121. I kind of know the games they play. I know I just have this sixth sense for the market. And now this is pulling off. So it's looking in my favor. Now it's 130 versus 86. So now it's starting to look in my favor. And I'm 65 in the queue, so I might get it. At this point, and the reason I got my mouse up here is if this order does get filled and shit starts to go horribly wrong and it just starts to go up, I want to immediately mark it out for a break even. So that's why I have the mouse covering this particular price. So now you saw me move the mouse over here, so I'm considering market ordering in at the 93.50, because at this point I don't think I can get the fill at the 93.75. And I cancel the order. The reason I cancel the order is it's just taking way too long to get through this 93.50. Again, I'm losing confidence in the trade. So I do cancel orders. That does happen. I don't think I have a video of me canceling orders. I don't find making a video on just order cancellations to be significant. If I can catch in an order cancellation around a significant trade where I think you guys will learn, I'll show you that. So I believe that's the first cancellation I have on the YouTube page publicly available for you guys. But I lost confidence in the trade, and watch this shit. Good thing I canceled, right? I mean, theoretically, it would have filled me right there. But if I got filled and it ticked down and it ticked back up, well, now I would be minus one tick at this point. So good thing I got the fuck out of it. You know, I have that, again, I have that sixth sense, which comes with experience, which gives me an edge in the market. I just heard some fucking weird sound. It's 3:40 in the morning. There's like ghosts creeping around or something. Anyways, I got out of the way right on time, actually. Let's watch that again. And again, we're on this low volume node. It should just go, and it's not going. It should just go. It shouldn't have been sitting here for this fucking long. So I lose confidence in the trade. I literally get out like a second before. I get out right before it goes against me. That's funny. Watch that again. So yeah, I'm confused at this point. I'm like, I don't know. Should I mark it order down? And also, this started pulling off. It went from 97 to 90. So if you're catching that, my size is starting to pull off right here, and this bid is starting to pump up. So I'm seeing that. So check it out. So it went from 98 to it happened so quickly. My reactions are quick. You have to eventually be this fast. And again, it takes fucking practice. I'm not giving you guys any secrets. This takes time, man. You want to learn how to scalp the ES, it's probably gonna take you years to start to become consistently profitable. I hate to say it, but if you really want it, this is what you got to do. Lucky for you, I'm showing you these videos. So let me try to catch it on the pause here. And here's the thing. So what am I watching? I'm watching, my eyes are scanning from the ask to the bid, to the ask to the bid, to the ask to the bid, but I'm also looking at the market orders. So my eyes are scanning from left to right, right to left, left to right, right to left, and I'm just scanning. My eyes are constantly scanning really quickly from this 124 to 7 and 35 to 74, 74, 35, 7, 124. So I'm scanning very quickly with my eyes just at these numbers. I don't care about the prices above. I don't care about any of these asks above or any of the bids below at this point, because I'm about to enter a trade, so my focus is between these four numbers here. And I mean, I do look at where I am in the queue at the same time. So boom, right there. It goes from 98 to 89, and I see that, and I'm like, that's not good. And it's been sitting at this low volume node for far too long. If it's going to go, it should have went. And you notice that briefly went down to 77. It happened so quickly. That's not good. So I get out of it. Boom. I get out right on time. So that's what happened there. So that the $50 trade should be coming up here. I know this is a long one, but I'm showing you, I think this is the most trades I've shown in a video. And I want to show you these like harder to trade days. I mean, because you guys ain't going to learn shit unless you learn how to trade these harder days. Unfortunately, I've been showing boutique trades. I need to show you these little fucking shittier, grindier, harder volume profile setups. So, yep, here it goes. It's about to blast off. So bear with me. Bear with me. I'm going to get more water while we watch this, but it's literally about to go up and the $50 trade's about to happen. Okay, did you notice that? Did you notice that? Is my mic still working? Yeah. Let me show you that. Excuse me. Let's see if I can't pause it right when it happens. Yeah, it's about to happen. You gotta be quick. Right there. So I notice this 462 comes on the bid. What does that mean? Somebody's trying to hold the market up. Buyers are wanting to push through the new highs. So the new highs is obviously 94.75. Why? Because there's no volume over here. And it goes from gray to black on the price. So our buyers are propping the market up. They're putting a defensive position of 462 here. And it pulls off. The market ticks up a few ticks. That size disappears. All of a sudden, it reappears right here at 94.50. Did you guys see my trading with the whale video? If you haven't, this exact same thing happens on a bigger scale. So I noticed that. This is why you have to learn order flow, because eventually you'll start to see these things. So watch my trading with the whale video. You'll see the same exact thing happen. Notice that there's a 411 down here, right below this low volume area. So let's watch that again. Ah, shit. Fuck me. Come on. I wonder if I could just use the space key. Okay, there we go. 462. I see that. I mean, that sticks out like a sore thumb. Okay, so I'm like, okay, the buyers are obviously being aggressive. And I'm not even really watching the chart here. You guys gotta not... Look, if you're new to this, don't have any fucking charts up. Don't have a heat map or nothing. Just watch the order flow till you understand how to read the order flow. Then you can have a chart. Otherwise, you're going to just start looking at the fucking chart and trying to trade off shit you see on the chart. And then you might, you're staring at this shit and then you miss this. Because it's barely there. It's not there for very long, a few seconds, and then it fucking disappears. And then it reappears right here. And remember that 551 that was sitting there? Look, we're squeezed between 442 and 551. Look at that block order of 105 that came in at 94.50, which is right here. So not only did a block order of 105 come in, so part of this 300 was 105, which is one order. And obviously a bunch of other orders came in that were broken up. But a block order comes in right here, and then immediately the bid is large. And where is it large at? It is large one tick below where the high of the day is, and there's that 551. So the buyers are ready to stick it to the sellers. When I saw that large, the 400 down here, and then it disappeared and it came up here. It disappeared again. Where are we going? We're near the new high. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I should take this trade, but I noticed that. So I'm looking to potentially get in here. I'm not jumping on the fucking train yet. Boom. What happened? Where's the 485? What do? I immediately come up. I bring the mouse up here. I'm market ordering in. There's no time to wait for... Sorry if I blew out your eardrums. There's no time to wait for a limit order at this point. Boom. I was so... If I waited any longer, a fraction of a second longer, I wouldn't have got that. And look, this 292 comes in. Look at it. There it is. Boom. Here it is again. Okay. What should I do? I'm getting in right above it. Boom. And I got in literally the last few milliseconds. This is how quick you gotta be. Don't think it's impossible. If you think it's impossible, you'll never achieve it. Believe in yourself. Now, I don't recommend chasing a trade, which essentially I do, but the thing is, there's a valid reason to chase this trade because this large size keeps fucking appearing and pushing the damn market up. What do I see? 1280. 1280. Look at the 1280 that just coming out of nowhere. I mean, sellers wanted to defend the 3,000 as much as possible. Plus, it's new highs of the day. So I see that. But I have to manage the trade at this point. So it's not looking good because the struggle is real. It went against me 2 ticks. But all of a sudden, this 348 reappeared. So it was getting very violent there. Look, here we go. We get in literally right the fuck as it goes. So that 300 disappears, the market falls in. So they probably knew sellers were trying to trade it, so they canceled it off. Essentially, that large size you saw that kept appearing and pushing the market up, that large size is never intended to be filled. All that is intended to shove the market in a certain direction, and basically the buyers are flexing the size to push the market in a particular direction. They never had the intention of getting it filled. These are the fucking games they play. You can't see this on a chart. Is what I'm telling you making sense here? Are you understanding why order flow is so fucking important? So yeah, it goes against me, but all of a sudden, you know, thank God they put this 481 back in. They're still willing to hold the market up, and then they cancel it off, and then they move it up. Yes, it's not 400, but it's the same fucking guy. All right, it's looking good for me. And the money, I mean, we have a small obstacle, which is this 455 big whooping deal. Because I know we could probably get through it. So what do? I put a target up there. Now, does it mean we're going to get there? No. It doesn't mean we're going to get there. But I want to again, I want to be waiting in the queue. I'm 295 with 300. And I'm not going to go up there and put the profit target in until and again, I'm front running a large size, but I'm not going to put this profit target in until the trade is somewhat a tick or two in my favor, because I have to manage the trade. And once it's above my entry, I can put the mouse up there, click. But for the most part, I got to manage it. And once it goes in my favor a little bit, I'm looking for a place to get out. And look, it moves up. What happens is 352 comes in. So I'm safe right now. For now, I have this large bid protecting me. Going up again, and the tape is changing this different color because we keep hitting highs, so it starts to change colors like that to signify we're hitting highs or lows. New highs or lows of the day. My large size is gone over here. We're starting to stall. And for me, I don't think this move is going to continue, and I don't think I can get this. So that's why I placed the target there. Now it ticks one tick against me. So at this point, it's starting to fall in. And if you look at the chart, again, I'm not looking at the chart. But if you do look at the chart, again, I'm not looking at the chart this entire time. I got to watch the order flow. But if you look at the chart, look how vertical that is. This is so fucking overextended that this is due to fall in. It's probably not going to go to the large size as much as I would like it to. So it's time to get out because it fell in, and this seems like it takes fucking forever to get out of this one. I'm 14 in the queue. 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, 1. There we go. I got it. Look, and good thing I took it, because look, it fell back in. Yes, it ticked back up, but it fell back in. So you got to take what the market can give you. Once the market struggles, you take your profits off the fucking table. Take your profits off the fucking table. Is the market struggling? Yes. Are you in profits? Yes. Then take your fucking profits off the table. All right? Because now it would be so hard to get that price. And only 669 traded there. So let's watch the whole thing play out without pausing it. That was this $50 trade, the best one of the day, the easiest one of the day. Again, they say the gurus say don't chase the trade, but I say chase the trade if you see that sort of order flow action where the bid is progressively pushing it up. Now, sometimes you'll see the bid push the market up, and you'll see it only come in one time. But if I see it come in 2 times, 2 to 3 times, then I'm definitely getting on that. Even if it's chasing a trade, there's a reason for that. They pushed it up, and now this dude's getting out. And that's one trader who's manipulating the market. That one trader manipulated the market. So, you know, you look at a chart, you're doing all these technical indicators and whatnot, and you'll see this breakout. A technical indicator trader is going to see this new level. They don't even see the size here, and then it has a slight pullback, and they're like, oh, it's a breakout. But how far is it going to go? Why is it even breaking out? You don't fucking see that on a chart. I know this shit's hard, but, dude, you got to learn it if you want to have an edge in the market. So let's watch it again. That was a good one. Again, trading with the whale video, similar thing. Similar thing. So we got that 400. I noticed it pulled up. We got that 440. So that it happened twice. I know I paused it. I said I want it. 1, 2, and on the third time of seeing it, I'm like, okay, this is definitely need to jump on this. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. So at this point, I don't know what to do. You know, where we're currently trading, I'm not sure what to do at this point, so I'm just sitting on my hands. You can see the mouse is way down there, not moving. All of a sudden, I see that 400. I'm like, interesting. I see it again, so the mouse immediately goes up there. I'm like, I don't want to jump in. I'm jumping in. Somebody's definitely pushing this up. Yes, it does go against me a little bit, but then that size comes back in to hold the market up. We're pushing. And then I believe it, what does it go pretty quickly here? Once we get past this 400, no, it doesn't. There we go. That size comes back in to push it. I'm seeing that shit. And then, boom, I believe we hit a few stop orders because it goes so quickly, unless that was large orders. So I'm trying to get out here because why am I trying to get out there? Now, let me not pause it. I promise I want to do that. So it's falling in. It's time to get out. It's taking forever to work that queue. So now I'm covering down here only in case I have to market order out because I may not get that queue fill. Boom. That's remore. Is that what the? I know that was random. Never mind. That was stupid what I said. Look, it's 4 in the morning. Give me a break. So, does that make sense, what you just saw? Can you see that on the chart? Did your stochastic tell you that? Did your moving average crossovers tell you that? No. Order flow. Order flow. Such a good trade. Such a good trade. I want to watch it again. I know you're probably sick of seeing this. I want to watch it again. Come on, play. Really, I should have had the mouse up here, but I didn't really think anything was about to happen. And again, remember I told you on these low volume days, look, there's barely any market orders trickling in. All of a sudden, boom, something happens. You got to react quickly. So it looks like nothing's happening. Nothing, no volume, no volume, no volume. No market orders are barely trading. Boom. We tick up. That's whatever. You know? Dude, I see that large size. I'm like, what's that? See the large size again. Huh. Something's happening. Somebody's pushing it. Large size. I'm taking it. I don't give a shit. Somebody's pushing this. So I would just want you to notice something. The large size came in twice before this level, right? That was the first. If you watch some of my breakout trade videos, this is a breakout trade. This is essentially a breakout trade. This is exactly what it is, but they don't always have the large size pushing it up like you're seeing here or trading with the whale video. And that wasn't a breakout trade. That was already in a volume area. But same concept. You got this large size pushing the market in a particular direction. And big traders can do this, but nobody's bigger than the market. Eventually, they can get crushed, but if they have the opportunity to do it, they will. So if you watch my breakout video, my breakout trade videos, you should just watch all my videos. But if you've seen my breakout trade videos, we usually there's an initial push, and then there's a stall point, and then there's usually a second push. So where I'm getting in at the stall point, the first stall point. So now we're going to go on to the second leg of this up push or uptrend or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I put out my target because the price is in my favor. Got the large size working for me. That's great. It's coming up. Good, good. That's not a good sign. Where this 109 came in, even though we're up here, that's not a good sign. That means sellers are fighting back at this 96.50 level. And I'm always moving the mouse to market order out. So maybe you can catch that. Watch how I move the mouse on this side after I put in the profit target. Okay. I'm going to go put in the profit target here. It's in my favor. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of safe for now to be able to push it up. But watch how my mouse moves. Okay. See how the mouse is steadily going up? See how the mouse is slowly creeping up to be able to market order out. And I try to get out here because I saw the 109. That 109 was the Q, and also we're stalling at this point. So again, when you have a breakout, usually you have a first push, stall, second push, stall. It could keep going, but generally you get two pushes, and on the second stall, generally it'll fall back in. Generally it'll fall back in. And for me, you know, it's not worth trying to hold it for fucking ever. FOMO, is that what you guys say? I don't even know what that means. But I hear it all the time when traders are holding shit forever. So now I'm trying to work the fucking Q. So, I mean, so a lot of this is like literally split millisecond decision making. How did I get this good? I wasn't always this good. I still have weaknesses to where I still make fucking mistakes, okay? And I recognize that, and I'm always trying to work it on it. But this is what happens when you practice. I didn't know what I started where you started. I didn't know shit about order flow. We all start somewhere. So let's see if this thing fucking falls back in. Yep. So look at that. It never comes back up. So I did take profits at an appropriate place. And again, do you have profits? Yes. Is the market struggling? Yes. Take the fucking profits. What is this trade? Why did I decide to take that? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, there's a low volume node here. So my thinking is this is resistance. I think this is actually a break-even trade. So let's watch this play out. Yeah. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to try to get out of it. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this. So now I'm like desperately trying to work the Q. But I think it does go back up in my favor a little bit. You guys will watch it. So, come on, get me out. That's what I think I was yelling at the fucking computer. Get me out. Get me the fuck out. There's a lot of orders being absorbed right here, though. I don't know if you're noticing that, but a lot of market orders are coming. Look, there's only like 20 here. And I know that, and it could possibly go up a little bit because obviously somebody's intentionally putting a small bid here to bait in sell orders, and they're just absorbing them. So there's an iceberg order here. See how it's just fucking cranking up to 300, and all of a sudden it gets bigger. But I don't want this. I don't care where it goes at this point. I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want it. There's no strategic advantage in here. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. I have no confidence in a directional play, so I want to get out of it. Oh, wait, did I cancel that? Yeah, I canceled my position in the queue because I noticed that absorption. Yeah, I canceled my position in the queue because I noticed the absorption. So now I'm looking for profits. Because I noticed that absorption, so that's why I canceled my break-even trade. And it's holding really well here, actually. So I noticed that now that's not good. See how it fell back in. So now the market's giving away. Do it, yeah. I'm like, fuck that, I'm out. So that's some trade management there. I'm kind of glad you guys got to see that. I'm glad we accidentally stumbled upon that. Where does it go from this point? Oh, yeah, it goes back up. So it could have worked out, but I just didn't want it. I mean, there's a point in time where I'm like, I don't want this anymore. You know? So that's that. Let's watch the final trade, which is going to be this 37.50 down here. Okay, here we go. Remember when I lost $25 at the beginning of this video? I hope my mic's still on because I don't want to redo this video. Okay, it's still going. Remember when I lost $25? Well, we're at that level again where I marked ML. That means major level. So initially when I lost that $25, I felt like we would go through here. Wait a second. No, this isn't the same area. Yeah, this isn't the same area. This is where that 700 was sitting. Let's go back to this one. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Yeah. That's where that was. I hope you guys like this. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Oh, fuck. Huh. Is this the... yeah, this is it. Huh. Fuck. I thought... See down here? You barely see it with a 9 even. This is where I lost the $25 was down here. For some reason, when I took this trade, because I think I had stopped paying attention at this point, because I was up $100, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking done. Yeah, I'm like, I was done. For some reason, I thought we were down here. But there's this low volume node. This is where that 700 was initially at. Yeah, I'm looking to play this level if we break through it. And we're doing a mighty fine job of getting through it. So, I don't remember this trade. I'll definitely go over it. I just need to watch it. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. All right, I get it. Let me explain what's going on here. Again, this is a low volume node, and then there's another low volume node here, but you know, you got the 520, and initially this was a major level. This is where the 700 was sitting. So the thing is, when we come back here, it's either going to bounce or it's going to break through and continue down. Again, I thought we were down here. I'm like, oh shit, we're reaching that level again. Little did I know we aren't. But I did mark out major level. This is where that 700 was initially sitting forever. You can see on the heat map. So, I know that if we can get through this, it's going to definitely zip down. And also, we have a very steady selling pressure up here. You can see. Let me wind it a little bit so you can see what that looks like on the chart. Come on, go back more. Yeah, look, see, we get up here to 97, so, and then they just completely put in the size up here to hold the market down. Initially, they tried to hold it there, and then just such a steady downward pressure that it just makes so much sense that this is gonna fall in at this point. Of course, we start to get around. So the thing is, the volume profile. Let me explain something here. So again, the volume profile is really awkward right here. You obviously have this little point of control area. So the market's going to get stuck in here, and it's going to trade in a weird fashion because the volume profile isn't very textbook. But again, you have these slightly larger point of control areas, and the market's going to get hung up on them because they obviously have more volume. Like here, it's going to get hung up here, and the market's going to trade there just because it's a higher volume area. I mean, if you're not trading volume profile, you're missing out on. I mean, I need volume profile for my order flow to work. So, you know, yeah, so it's getting like banging around in here. And I marked another major level here for some reason. I don't remember why. And you can see the market was getting stuck there. I want to wrap this video up because I really want to go to sleep. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, look at the market just starting to fucking tank in right here. So we got stuck here. You can see how we tested here at what, at 94.50? We tested 94.50 3 times. Now we're one tick below it. So I'm like, yeah, the selling pressure's on again. I just need to know how it's going to react at this major level, this low volume node. I clear out the market orders so I can get a fresh view on everything. So what I do at this point, that's good. That's a good sign that it did what it did by printing down here. And then I know it came back up, but naturally there's going to be a slight struggle here because it is a major level support zone. But it's starting to stall out a little bit. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get an edge by working a limit order here. I know at this point when it ticks down, I realize I don't get it, so I immediately click here. You can't fucking hesitate, and I know that. So look where I click right there, and I have this here to market order in if this goes down, and I know I can't get the fill, and then it immediately clicks down, so I know I got to try to get the fill here. Luckily, it ticks back up because sometimes it'll just keep ripping down, and then you'll chase it, and then you'll end up losing. And there's no size pushing the market down to be worth chasing, if that makes sense. So yeah, why did I put the profit target there? Well, there's a previous point of control here, but the way this volume profile is set up is a little janky. You have another low volume node here, followed by this other point of control, followed by this slightly lower node. So you have this small fair market value area here that it could get hung up here and trade kind of awkward here. And where this 92.75 is, it could bounce off here temporarily. But I'm trying to front run this major point of control area that's down here. But I do know that this slightly lower volume node here at 92.50 could be an issue getting through it. Now we have that 340 behind us. So yeah, now we do have sort of what we saw in the $50 trade. Here it comes. So yep, saw something there. So look at where my entry is at 93.50. So it goes to 285, 290, 357, 367. Then it pumps up to 410. So now this major level is now resistance. Again, remember it was initially resistance somewhere around here. I marked it major. Oh, why is it slightly off? I don't know, but I did mark it for a particular reason. Now we got the 410 coming in to. Again, there's no intention of getting that filled. They just want to hold the market down. And look, all of a sudden that 410 disappeared, and then the 340. So what you're seeing is what we saw in that one trade, but we're not breaking out to new highs, and it's only 340. So really trying to front run this, thinking it's going to continue to go down, isn't as valid as it would be if you're breaking new highs or lows. Hopefully I'm making sense at this point why you wouldn't want to necessarily front run it. So yeah, it's getting hung up here. Like I told you, remember I said this was a low volume node, and this is a point of control. So we have this 3-tick range of a fair market value area. So the price definitely could get stuck here, and I believe that's what's happening. Yeah, it's ticking back and forth, and it was struggling, and I immediately marketed order out. I didn't want it anymore. Should have held it a little bit longer, because then I would be on top of my target. I wouldn't be getting filled yet, but I would have got filled. So really, I could have took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have took 5. That would have been the best trade of the day. I could have took 5 out of it if I was just slightly a little more patient, but I was noticing the way the volume is, this small fair market value area is, and I didn't like it. I wanted to be done with it. I wanted to be out of the trade. And we're struggling here. We're stalling. I'm out. But then it falls back in. So, I mean, it temporarily held the market up at the 92.50. So that's kind of what low volume nodes can do. They can somewhat hold the market up for a few seconds sometimes. You just have to sort of recognize it, and that's just experience. So let's watch it, and then we're going to turn this shit off because it's gone on far too long. But your head's probably hurt with all the information I've pumped into it. But this is a harder day to trade. Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm going to get this shit, try to get the fill there. Can't get it. Hopefully I get the fill there. Yes! Now you can see the mouse is up here covering for a loss if need be. And then I had to manually cancel that order so I didn't accidentally get 2 lots in. Falling in. I got a block order 132 that came in. Put out my target. And remember, I put out my target when it's slightly in my favor. It's looking good. Looking good here. Now the market's struggling. Maybe can I get out right here? I'm not able to get out. I'm like, now it ticked up twice against me. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm out. Hopefully you saw that. If you didn't see that, well, I don't care anymore. I'm tired. It's 4:19. I'm fucking tired. So that was that. How much further does this shit melt down? I don't know. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's starting to get stuck at that point of control level. And then I turn the shit off. That was a very long video. And some days it's easy to get $100. Some days it's a fucking fight. And that's what today was. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trades? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades. 10 trades. 2 losers, 2 break-evens, 6 wins. So this is an example of trade management. I lost 37.50 max. So that is an example of good trade management, just being quick. Because you have to be, and it takes time.
So I'm cutting this off. I have no inspirational. I'm falling asleep here. So have a good one, y'all. Hopefully you learned something from this. I know it was a long one, but there's good information in here, and it wasn't boutique trades that were textbook. So hopefully you guys learned something. I'll try to make more of these.